each other, and we grew a lot together. We not only cried and laughed and sweat for ourselves, but we did it together and we did it for each other. We're going to introduce the person next to us and talk about the lessons that they brought to this group. Beside me, this handsome young man is my good friend Frank. Frank is possibly one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. He's also wicked intelligent. He'll test you, he'll push you, and he'll make you laugh. Frank taught me to let go, to be goofy, to be ridiculous, and to do it with love in my heart.
This is Quinn. Quinn is one of the most bravest, caring person in the world that I've ever met. He's also very strong and always volunteered to carry our things, even though he was very tired. And one thing I learned from Quinn is that no matter what the situation is, what your character is, just take a moment, breathe, and everything's gonna be all right.
This is Maria, and throughout the trip, she's been super thoughtful and funny, and I've always felt like I could be myself around her without there ever being any judgment. And she's taught me that being your most authentic self is one of the most important lessons in life.
This is Luis, and Luis is by far one of the funniest people that I've ever met. He can make you laugh even when you're really sad, and he's just someone who's so fun to hang out with. And I think that he taught me even when you're struggling or having a rough time, you can always smile and have fun.
This is Ella. She's such a caring person. Out there, we called her the mom of our community. Not just because of her age, but because she was always worrying. She was always looking out for everyone, making sure everyone was okay. And she's super helpful, was always looking to see if she could help in anything else. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met, and she taught me to stay strong even during the roughest times.
This is Jack. Jack was one of the funniest people on this trip, and he added this layer of just, at least for me, calm and kind of like a rock that I always knew was going to be there. I really appreciated the fact that he was always enjoying and never really was worried about, all the stressful things. It was more about whatever joke he could make in the moment. And I think one of the things that he taught me is that when I'm stressed out at home or really wherever I am, that I can always take a moment and understand that that doesn't need to be what makes me the person I am. I can always step back and find the joy in it.
I think one of the things that Jax taught me on this trip is to remain true to oneself. Jax, they're very true to themselves, even when at home and on this trip, even when it might be easier to be somebody else, they were always aggressively themselves. I think that's a very admirable quality. Yeah.
So this is Cleo, and Cleo is just like a bundle of, I don't know, she's just so cuddly and so happy, and just is always there to give you a hug if you're feeling sad, to pick you up if you're down. And through that, she's taught me how to open myself up to being loved, because most of the time I push people away. So thank you, Cleo.
This is Maddie. She's very hardworking and helps everyone out, and she's very loving and easy to love. And one thing I've learned from her is that, she's taught me, is that she taught me how much I love her. She taught me that I can really love someone.
I love you so much. So this is Jacob, and Jacob is ridiculously hilarious, but he's also very, very caring and compassionate, and he's always there for you even when you think that you can figure it out on your own. And one thing he taught me was that it's really important to ask for help when you need it, and that really helped me get through a lot of the struggles that we went through on the trip.
This is Sigrid. Sigrid puts her heart into her work, and you know that because she won't get up in the morning sometimes. But she needs all the sleep she can get. And you can see the energy she brings to the group and the rest of the trip. And you see the care she puts into each and every one of these individuals up here. The love that she garnered in each of them and the love she gave to each of them is inspiring. And she taught me that the thought and intention we put out, that all of these people put out into this trip, is really meaningful. We are Wolf Lake.
Woo!